On we go in Module 6, and it's a biggie. I apologize. It is a lot of work. The good news after this, all the other modules are much shorter. So do take your time with this, chunk it up. Don't try and do it all in one evening. You should be done up to Module 5 now, where you reviewed those different lesson plans. Great ideas coming out of those. And we did that scavenger hunt assignment. Good stuff with that as well. So you're starting to get a hang of secondary lingo. So Module 6 is about professional knowledge and understanding what needs to be taught in a course and a course code at the social science level. So you are going to use the course code that you've decided to use for your actual unit plan to complete all these activities for Module 6. All right. So part 1 is about creating a course outline. So the first day of class in any of the secondary school classes, you give the students a course outline, which is like a syllabus that outlines all of the units that you're going to do for the year, and it will also give them the different marks and weighting of everything going on, and parents also sign this. Right, so familiarize yourself with the strands, look it up in the document. Oftentimes it's very explicit in the social science document that each strand is its own unit. Sometimes it's a little bit more vague. Okay, the religion courses are a little bit more vague. You can do a unit on each type of religion, which is typically what happens, whereas the strands are very explicit and that must be what you have to do for each one. So look at the sample course outlines I have there, research other course outlines for your course code, see if you can't find one that you can modify and change. Make sure that you pay attention to the weighting for the achievement chart areas, the knowledge, thinking, communication, application. If you change that weighting, then you have to stick to that weighting throughout the whole course. So if you take communication down to 10 and application up to 20, 25, then every rubric you do and every evaluation piece you do throughout the whole course, you must do the math of all that weighting change. So just keep that in mind. Submit your course outline and we'll comment on it. Part 2, how am I being marked? Students ask me that every single day. Is this for big marks or little marks? So big marks to them is evaluation pieces, and little marks to them is assessment. So culminating at the end of the course versus culminating at the end of a unit. There is a 70% and a 30% split in all high school courses, and you can't change that split. So on your course outline, there should reflect a 70-30 split. What you can change a little bit is in the 30% how much you put towards the exam and how much you put towards the overall culminating assignment. Right, so a culminating assignment for the end of a course, for example, from the Society Challenge and Change HSB, is designing their own social science experiment, and then they have to collect the data on it, and they have to look at it from a social psych or anthro point of view and do an annotated bibliography. So it's huge, it takes a couple weeks to do. Versus at the end of a unit, there is a unit on just collecting data in social science and doing graphs and stuff. So that would be an end unit piece, culminating piece that you would do as an evaluation and would go in this 70% mark. And it scaffolds because they need that skill in order to complete their social science experiment at the end. Right, so looking at that big picture, how are the culminating at the end of each unit tied to the bigger culminating at the end of the course? Right, think about those. It doesn't matter to me if you're posting a culminating for the end of a course or the culminating at the end of the unit. Most likely you'd pick the one at the end of the unit because that's what you're planning is one unit plan. But either one, if you want to post, just be explicit of which one it is. Part 3, what are we learning today? The students ask me that every day. So looking at your own teaching and your own planning and reviewing lesson plan templates. Now I know we just did this in Module 5, so I'm looking for even more. I'm looking for you to actually find a template and upload it so we can look at it, or find a lesson plan that's already been done that you really liked or you liked for a certain reason or shows really good skills for a certain reason, and post that so we can critique that, because it ties to your assignment 7 that you're actually going to have to write a lesson plan for me. Alright, so that goes in the discussion post there. Part 4, higher order thinking. How are you going to engage students? Answer their so what questions. So what? Why is this important? Why are we talking about this today? There's some great readings in there for you to do and post to the reflection area. Alright, so then assignment 7 is actually writing a lesson plan for me. I know. Pick a good template. Alright, you don't necessarily have to use the NIPSI one, but you should have seen some really good ones already in that content section in the discussion area. And make sure the lesson is good. It's not about taking the students down to the lab to type something up, or you're not just watching a movie and that's it, right? Show me your DI, show me your technology integration, show me your engagement, do something exciting with it, make it a really rich lesson plan. All right, and again, I'm hoping that's a lesson plan that you're going to use in your unit plan. Okay, lots to do here. Take your time through it, chunk it. If you're a little late with it, I'm not going to dock you, right? But hopefully this will help.